Hello, my fellow ghouls, goblins, witches, and other eldritch horrors, to this time slot of Monster of the Week, and I realized I have the Twitch sound on so I could hear my own voice. We're starting off good! Anyway, we're here with a bunch of American Werewolves in London, which is a Monster of the Week game. It is set in Victorian London in the 1891, and I have with me the lovely players who I'm going to transfer over to. Let's start with going clockwise on my thing, Alexis.
Ooh! Hello. I'm Alexis. You can find me at VoxFanato on the Twitters, and I am over at Dice Priori, like, all the frickin' time. I essentially live there, and when I'm not there, I'm here. Usually. Hi. Uh, uh, I do a lot of, like, graphic design and stuff. If you want commissions for, like, overlays and whatnot, hit me up in my DMs on Twitter. Other than that, I'm in the middle of creating a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of stuff going on in Dice Priori, so I'm very busy. All of that. Yay. I'm playing Tori, she, her pronouns. Wolf, get your claws out. Primal as fuck, and let's go. That's me.
That was beautiful.
I don't know. Look, listen.
Just everything that's happening here is great. Alright, let's move on to the experienced Matthew Foreman.
Hey, that's me. I'm Matthew Foreman. I'm at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Elias Wraithsnarl, the doctor and monster of London. He also uses he, him pronouns.
That is gonna break me every single time. We move across to Anders.
Hello. I'm Anders. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the internets. I use he, him pronouns. And tonight I'm playing Jackson Foster, who also uses he, him pronouns. And he don't know nothing about nobody, but he's happy to be here.
Love it, love it. And finally, we move to Emma.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emma. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me at MK Hansen on the Twitter sphere. And today, I will be playing Charlotte Eberdeen, who is technically a werewolf.
Technically a werewolf. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything is fine. And I am Val. I am the Nerdy Niffler on the Twitter. And if you like this is my first time DMing on stream. So if you like it, my name is Val. And if you didn't like it, my name is Matthew W. Foreman. Foreman. Yes, I will get it into every intro screen we do somehow. Alrighty then. So, let us set the scene. The premise for this adventure is a member of the pack of the Fangs, Maya Lucian, has gone missing. After receiving a letter a few weeks ago about her mother's passing, she sailed to England to settle the estate and go for the wool reading and just arrange the funeral details. However, it has been a worrying amount of time since you'll have heard from her. And when asking the oracles and sages for their advice on where she might be, they told you she was completely hidden to them. So, concerned, several members of the pack and some outside sources volunteered to sail across the sea to search for the missing Maya Lucin. So, we begin this story as you come into the Kellington Borough docks. As you sail in from finishing your journey, you enter this kind of seaport, which I have made up because England has terrible dock references. So Kellington Borough is real in this game. So you sail in the dock, the plank kind of comes down, and you're all ready to leave. The clues that you have about Maya's disappearances are just the letter that she received and the fact that it was sent by a Dr. Natasha Latimer from the Kellington Borough Mortuary. Why don't, as you step off, you introduce what your character looks like? We'll go to Charlotte.
Oh gods. Okay. So Charlotte looks like she is about 18 or 19. And she looks quite pale. She looks a little bit sick. And her hair is sort of piled up in a very messy, what once could have been a pretty lovely and tidy bun, but it now looks kind of disheveled and messy. She's wearing a pale sort of frock that looks outdated, and she sort of walks pretty gingerly. Everything over here is relatively new to her. She stays pretty close to home, so to speak, and everything is quite new to her currently. And she let's see, she's about, I would say, like 5'6", maybe 5'7", and she's got dark hair. I don't think I said that.
Yeah. Okay, so behind her strides a dashing young Jackson. What does Jackson look like?
Well, Jackson, I think the first thing folks knows about Jackson, he's like 6'5". This is a very, very large man, 21 years old, dark hair, dark stubble beard, dressed in denim, cowboy boots, and has got on his brown hat that you can tell has seen some use, and he done sort of carries himself like he's smaller than he actually is as he sort of makes his way back onto the shore, just like well, I'm damn mighty excited to be back on ground, let me tell you.
Way too attached to Jackson already. Following behind, there is this strange-looking figure, Elias.
Yes, hello, darling. I am Elias Ray Snarl. I am a small man with, I'm probably 5'5" at best, maybe 111 pounds soaking wet. Very slight of build, tiny, pale, and I look as if I don't quite eat enough, and I have a kind of an unearthly and unliving pallor to me. I look like this, except for in place of a glorious red beard, I have a kind of a pritchety black mustache and a little soul patch goatee. And I, of course, carrying my medical bag, and I have a cane.
Of course you have a cane, that's beautiful.
Yes.
And then Tori.
Tori is above average height. She is close to 6 feet tall. Hair that is a dark, dark brown, just full volume. Looks like it hasn't been brushed. There are some braids in there that have been just there for a while. And she is wearing a black leather corset. She has some, looks like relatively loose fitting clothing underneath a black dress and a nice Victorian type of like little coat duster sort of get up along with that. And she is her body language is just get out of my way.
And people do get out of your way. You guys cause quite a stir on the docks when you enter. There's a couple of ladies there. They whip out the fans. They're like, my goodness, as they walk past you and looking at this strange attire that you were all dressed in. And what do you guys want to do?
Take out my flask and take a drink.
You see, when you do that, there are a couple of people working at the docks. They see you do that, and they kind of raise their own flasks and take a drink in solidarity.
I raise
So-
mine. Drink a little longer.
Alright. And they down their drink, and you got that first taste of this British accent that's gonna come up. So, there are a couple of people milling around the dock. You have the letter that Maya was sent, and details on that. But where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You're in the dock area, so it's mostly just kind of a shipping yard, but it's a very short walk away from a long line of buildings.
I suppose we should find somewhere to stay, shouldn't we? A kind of base of operations.
Yeah, whatever, sure. Wherever.
I'm absolutely, what's the phrase? Knackered.
Hey, you and me both.
Matthew using knackered. Oh, Matthew, you're bloody knackered.
I'm sure there's a inn or some kind of local place to rest ourselves.
Awkward little Charlotte is actually just going to go up to the nearest person that she doesn't know and tap them on the shoulder.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, the nearest person looks exactly like this. It is
Awesome. Perfect. Excuse me? We need a place to stay. Are there any, perhaps an inn or a bed and breakfast? I'm not sure what's here.
Oh, aye, miss. Very nice to meet you. I am Penny Farden. I am the #1 London guide. You have come to the right place. For just a small fee, I can show you to the finest establishments in all of London. You won't find better.
What kind of fee?
Nothing much, just 6 sixpence.
Do I have that on me? I don't. I only have like American money, right?
You.
I don't have that. So, could I give you something else? I have a penny.
Roll to manipulate someone, so that's plus cool.
Oh, good. Okay. That's a 4.
Okay, so Penny Farthing looks at your penny and she's like, was that a cop on my name? You think my name is Penny Farthing, so I'll just take a penny? Ah, you'll be a charlatan.
My name is, in fact, Charlotte.
My word. We were destined to meet, obviously. For you, I'll do it for 5 sixpences.
I'm gonna at this point look back at the group and say, I think I don't know what she's saying at this point.
I do believe that's a rather small amount of money.
Oi. So, do you have it?
No. But, tell you what, I'll show you a trick, a really good trick, if you show us to this inn.
Alright.
Yes.
And that, I would say, roll to manipulate someone. Plus cool.
Is it cool or charm?
Oh, charm.
Okay, I'm really good at this.
Really good, really good.
I'm Faker. 8.
8, excellent. Okay, so for 8, yeah, so describe the trick you're going to do.
Oh, I'd rather to you or to Penny Farthing.
The penny farthing.
Oh, I'd rather keep it a secret, but I'll show you. I'll show you how to walk through walls.
What, like some kind of ghost?
Yes, like a ghost.
All right, you sound pretty creepy, but I'm willing to listen for that information.
Perfect.
All right. Fine then, follow me. I will take you to the finest establishment in all of London. This way, come on. And Penny Farthing, the tiny 16-year-old chimney sweep with a dream, takes you takes you further down the docks path and stops at a inn that reads the Kraken's Rest.
Oh.
It's on the waterfront. On the tiny little swinging thing that taverns have, there is like a picture of a kraken with its tentacles wrapped around a ship, just dragging it under the sea. It's a warm and friendly place, and as you approach, someone gets thrown out of the door.
Oh,
What
how
do they
delightful.
look? What do they look like? What's the type of person that gets thrown out?
The guy that gets thrown out is blonde, has smudges of dirt on his cheek, a big duster coat, but is also wearing a fancy suit and tie.
Well, now, this is the first thing here that seems mighty familiar.
Listen, if he's getting thrown out, I'm probably gonna get thrown out.
And as the guy stands up and brushes down his coat, he's like, "You shall never hear from me, Chadius Wentworth the Third again!" And swipes off, because every universe needs to have a Chad, and immediately falls flat on his face and passes out on the cobblestones.
Yeah.
And the bouncer at the door just shakes their hands. Penny Farthing says, "They got good security here. See? See? I wouldn't take you to some shady place."
Why not?
I'll turn Chadius over so he doesn't vomit and drown in his own excrement.
You turn Chadius over, and he says, "Wentworth the Third," as you do.
Yeah. Nah.
Penny Farthing leads you to the door. She gives a wink to the doorman, immediately lets you all through, and you come into this bar full of dock workers and warehouse operatives, just drinking, having a fun time. There's a bar at the end of it, and Penny Farthing says, "They got rooms to rent upstairs."
Just before that happens, I'm gonna walk along the walls and be like, "Okay, Penny, are you ready to see the trick?"
Alrighty.
I'm gonna use my cane to tap the wall, and I'm gonna like tap. I'll walk a little bit, and I'm gonna put my ear up to the door, to the to like the window, and to like the wall. Tap. I'm gonna inch closer and closer to the door, and then I'm just gonna walk through the door. And then once I get on the other side, and be like, "See, passed right through that wall."
By God, she's a spirit.
Yes.
Never mind the 5-6pence, sir. Don't worry about it. Just don't haunt Penny Farthing for the rest of her days. And Penny Farthing yeets it out of there. Because you just walked through a wall.
No, I walked through the door.
Oh, you walked through the door? Oh,
Yeah.
still gonna keep it. Penny Farthing missed that. She thinks for a spirit walker. Runs away. You have deceived a chimney sweep into believing you are a ghost.
Perfect.
So, you all enter the Unicorn. No, the Kraken. Change the names. And I say, there are rooms upstairs. There's a bar at the end. There are tables that are mostly filled with people because it's the end of the day. It's time to wind down. It's an evening crowd. What do you want to do?
So I'm not sure. I don't think that I think we need a different kind of currency here.
Money is money to everyone. Let's just try our hand at giving them the old. I mean, they operate business by a port. They have to have some form of localized international exchange.
I'm not sure what you just said, but okay. And I will immediately just go up to the bartender and say, we would like a couple of rooms.
Behind the bar is a middle-aged woman. She's got brown, curly hair, and she's just wiping down a mug. And she looks like she's been working way too many hours for terrible pay because Victorian London, man. And she looks at you and goes, "We only got a couple of rooms left, love. I'm sorry."
I will look back at the group and say,
What?
they have a couple of rooms, but I think only 2.
We only got 2, so you have to bunk up.
That's all right.
I just look at Charlotte. All right, roomie.
Okay. Totally like not phased. She's like, great.
Yeah. Go on, Matthew.
Oh yes, I was going to say, Wild Bill.
I'm sorry, is that...
Are you referring to me?
Yeah, you in the hat.
I'm staring at Jackson. Yes, you.
Yeah.
Would you like to be my roommate?
You know, I grew up in a place like this.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we can bunk together. That'd be fine.
I've read about places like this. It's very delightful.
Yeah, my mama worked in one of these.
Was she a bartender?
Nope.
Oh, so she was like a stable girl.
Nope.
A waitress.
Yeah, some of the time.
This is like a riddle.
She work
dealt
in the
cards.
room, in the bed. She work upstairs.
Yeah, I mean there were nights where she was working, and I would stay over at the pastor's house with the pastor's daughter because she needed the room. But this is
I
You a
understand.
product of her work?
well, I don't understand the question.
Are
The
you a
entire
result of
time,
her
The
work?
bartender's looking at you like...
Tori,
think-
Tori gives no fucks.
Tori, I think I understand. The fine gentleman here was sent away late at night because his mother needed the room because she was a carpenter.
That sounds right. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Ain't no strings on him.
No. So, who's showing us to the room then, yes?
Alright, but it's 15 shillings a night. And I will require at least 6 up front because, not to be rude, but guys look like runners.
I am, I have never ran from anything in my life. We have American money. Do you take American money?
We can, but it's not customary.
I'm just slide the bartender, mayor, whoever this is, the American money.
How much American money are you trying to slide her?
I have no idea.
It's just like $1.
No, like, okay, this is 1891. $6.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of dollars.
I used to be, I'm a doctor.
She's like, she kind of looks at them and goes, "Yes, that'll do really nicely. That'll pay for 1 night precisely. Right, I'll show you to your rooms now. Follow me. Davis, take over the bar."
Yeah, that'll pay for a room and some drink. I just lean in.
She kind of looks at you and sort of leans back and was like, "I can stretch."
I just give her a slow look up and down.
Well, all right then. You can have 1 round of drinks. That'll pay for.
Give her a wink. Lean back.
Oh, all right, I'll show you to your rooms. Come with me. And she leads you up the back way and up the back stairs, and you go up and you come to a corridor. There are 4 rooms. There's one on one side which you can hear someone snoring already, one at the end which is completely silent, and the 2 on the right are free. And she leads you to the first right door and unlocks it and opens it for you, and then unlocks the second door.
I just stand in the doorway and I look at Charlotte. After you.
Oh, that's nice of you. And I'll go in.
Jackson, my good man, would you help me carry my bags?
Oh, good. Yeah, here. And I'll take all your bags.
Oh, my God, you are strapping.
Thanks. Carry them in the room.
Once we're in, I'll point my cane around. Which bed would you like?
Are there 2 beds?
There is 1 double bed.
Which side of the bed would you like?
No, I'm large. I'll take the floor. It's fine. I'm used to that.
No,
You
no,
can
no.
have bed.
Oh, no, don't be silly, you take the bed. I promise you, I will remain comfortable at night.
No, really. I'm not used to the softness of like a cushion. I'll probably actually sleep better on the floor.
No, I insist. Once you try it, how about this? Try it the first night, and if you don't like it better than the hard floor, I'll take the bed.
It seems mighty odd that you aren't just taking the bed when I offer it. There seems to be some sort of odd little standoff going on here.
I am trying my hand at being polite.
Oh, well, it suits you.
Oh, thank you. I did take etiquette courses at the university.
Oh, you're a schooled man. I ain't got no schooling.
Yes, well, I went to medical school.
Oh, well, I was taught by the preacher's daughter for like 2 years, and then I went and I worked on a ranch. So,
Oh, smashing. Were you a cattle rustler?
oh yeah, well, good with my hands, good on horseback.
Wonderful. Allow me to take my bags back. I'll just kind of set myself up over here in this corner.
There ain't really enough floor here for both of us to be sleeping on the floor.
No. You're going to take the bed the first night. I'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess that would be acceptable if that's what make you happy.
I think we're going to get along swimmingly, Jackson.
I ain't heard that expression before, but sure, I think we'll be mighty good, like peas and pod.
That was the most British exchange I've ever witnessed in my life. No, you take the bed. No, I insist. No, after you. No, please, I insist. Just you.
I have a British coworker. I am like really prepared for this.
The most realistic thing of no, I insist. No, you. No, I insist. You take the bed. No, I insist. And it just is like never ends. So she shows you up to your room, and then just kind of hands you both the keys and heads back downstairs. Jackson.
Oh yeah. What's up?
You get the smell of something familiar, and it takes you a while to figure it out, but then you realize it smells like Maya.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm just gonna follow my nose and see where it yonder takes me.
So you follow the scent, and it takes you to the room that was silent but locked.
Well, I'm a gentleman. I'll knock on the door.
There is no answer.
Hmm. Hey, y'all, all y'all. I think what we're here looking for might be in this room.
What?
I'll go get the proprietor. That
No,
seems the
no. There's no need.
No.
I look at Charlotte. Oh. And I'm just gonna walk through the door that's locked or whatever.
I am going to look at the other two and with a bow follow him in and walk through the door.
Can you do that?
Tori.
Miss Tori, can you do that?
I mean, I'll leave the door like just in splinters.
Okay.
I can get through it, but like.
I thought maybe that was a thing that like when you've been doing this for like maybe 3 years, you learn how to. I'm kind of new to this.
No, they're
so
into weird shit. It's fine.
That's like advanced pack stuff. Knock on the door again. Can y'all open this, please?
Charlotte and Elias, on the other side of this door, you see a room that looks very much like your own. It's got a double bed, starchy looking sheets, just a cabinet by the side with a candle that is not burning, but the wicker is down a lot. And there's a chest, but nothing looks disturbed.
I'm going to start snooping around.
I'm like,
Excellent.
you've got to the count of 3, and I open this door my own way.
Just give us a minute.
1.
While he is snooping
2.
around, Charlotte's unlocking the door.
Okay. So we have Elias, roll plus sharp for investigate a mystery.
I thought you'd never ask.
Oh
Okay.
no.
7.
7. Okay. With a 7, you can roll. You've got 1 hold, and you can use that hold to ask the keeper several questions, like what happened here, what sort of creature, well, some of these aren't. What happened here? What is being concealed here? Apply to these ones.
What is being concealed here?
So, as you search around for a bit, you open the bedside cabinet, and you see a bunch of other random assorted parchments, a letter that sticks out to you. It's sort of yellowed, but it's written very beautifully in fine ink, and it says, Maya, I know you've made up your mind, but please, please, just come to the garden so we can talk about this. And that should be, hopefully, in all your handouts.
Did someone sign that letter?
It is signed S.
Do you have these handouts on show? Oh, there it is. Okay,
there it is.
is.
Hey.
Okay, so one's signed T.
Oh, sorry, it meant to be S. Ignore that. It's signed S.
That's okay. Signed S. Okay.
The T is that it's signed S.
The T is silent. So, you find this. And meanwhile, Charlotte, I'm gonna say, why don't you roll plus cool to act under pressure? Because there is a time limit set by Tori that she's gonna break down this door.
Okay. Oh.
I'm already counted to 2.
All right. That's a 10.
Okay.
Wow.
With a 10, you set out you do what you set out to do. So you skillfully unlock this door and swing it open just as Tori is set to just break it down.
Just a little patience.
Yeah, it's not my strong suit.
That's okay.
In case you hadn't noticed, like,
I did,
I'm clearly really good at patience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, really good.
Mm-hmm. I think you're the best.
Well, this moment of bonding is going on between Charlotte and Tori.
Just leaning on the door frame at this point. So anybody
gonna
find
be-
anything yet?
We're gonna be best friends by the end of this.
I'm just waving the note in my hands. I found a note. It would appear that someone in this tangled little web was staying at this very inn. I'm gonna sniff the note a little bit.
You get a strange scent that comes with it. It's almost like a floral perfume, but unlike anything you've ever smelled before.
Oh, God. I hate flowers. And I'm gonna hand the note off to, whoever's nearby. Charlotte. I hand the note to Charlotte.
I take the note and smell it. Can I identify the flowers, or is it just a weird floral scent?
It is a weird floral scent. I don't know if you'd be able to identify it. It is something you haven't quite encountered before.
Okay. So I will read the note aloud to everyone. And then so I guess we have to go to a garden?
Since I've seen 2 people already smell this thing, just Charlotte's holding it. I'm just gonna lean over her and smell it. I don't actually care to find out what the flower is. I'm
Yeah,
just getting
you
up in her personal space. It's fine.
You smell both this letter and whatever Charlotte smells like.
Yeah, yep. Charlotte, what do you smell like?
Charlotte smells like I think that she smells like a very cold day in February. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's what I smell, like a really cold day in February.
Smell like
I can
home.
just picture it. Oh, well, now I'm invested again.
Just look, like as I lean over, I look look her right in the eye, way too close. Just say, I don't know what that is, but you smell like home. And I slowly back out of her space.
If only I had a fan. So you have this note. The things of note in it is it's signed S. It also, but I haven't put this in the note, has 3 X's, so you know it's saucy. And the garden is with a capital G. What do you want to do?
Alright, so are we going to this garden or what?
Well, if it's capitalized, it's a proper noun. Or at least it's actually not a proper noun, but it's addressing a proper noun. So, is there some area in London known as the Gardens?
We should have kept Penny around. She seemed like a really nice guide.
Have I ever heard of if I ever heard of any place called the Gardens or Covent Garden?
It is not Covent Garden.
Okay.
It's a really good point. But no, you haven't heard of a place called... Actually, no. When were you last in London?
3 years ago.
You might know that. You have the faintest recollection of the garden being sort of a place, a building in Kellington that was run by what you think were Fae. You can't quite remember the name other than the garden.
I can just go ask the bartender, like the proprietor. Because I don't know where the hell to go here.
A few years ago, when I was last in London, there was a place called the Gardens. Can't quite remember where it is, though.
I mean, I don't know nothing about New London, but it seems to me if the letter smells like flowers, and the letter mentions a place called the garden. We could just follow the smell of the letter to the garden.
Yes.
The
This
city is filled with smells.
That's true. It stinks here. I do not like it. Also, you can't see the sky, which is just that's real heartbreaking.
Do miss stars.
it was controlled by the Fae or fairies, so I don't think the common people are going to have any idea of its whereabouts. We could try sniffing it out.
All right.
Yeah. Shall we go out? Well, yes. Shall we go outside?
After you.
Yeah. Once outside, I will find some alley and shapeshift into a wolf.
Hell yeah!
On. Hey, I can do that too. I'm not going to, but I can.
So
Two noses
you're
are better than one. I unhook my corset. I'm just handing things to Charlotte. Unhook my corset, slip out of this dress, shift.
I love it. We're already a wolf form. This is fine. So you guys go and find an alleyway that is very dimly lit, and you see a couple rats scurrying by, and you transform both Tori and Elias into these wolf forms.
So I would say my wolf form is like pretty mangy, like a really grayed out fur. Used to be black, but it is now mostly salt. Mostly salt. Very little pepper left, with all sorts of patchy spots. And my wolf form is impossibly thin and looks starved, with ribs showing, and teeth are missing. And there's just this kind of odorous smell coming from the mouth.
Whereas mine is very muscular and very healthy looking with this coat that has these dark markings across the eyes and is this dark brown, almost black wolf.
I'm quite small.
Yeah,
I
it looks
am
like the
definitively
2
larger and definitively more muscular.
Wonderful.
Miss Charlotte.
Yes. I'm like trying to put the corset on just for fun.
Well, do you need hand with that?
Oh, sure. It doesn't really match my outfit, but I don't really want to carry it, so I could just put it on, right?
Yeah. I'll turn you around and sort of help.
It has
cinch you
buckles
up.
in the front, like mine does. It's quick release. It's a shifter's corset.
Hold me in here.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
You are mighty welcome. I'd shift too, but I think I might be too big to be to not be noticed by the folks around.
Oh,
Kind of a big wolf.
you're a big boy. So, that's
Yeah.
all right. I'm not so good at shifting, so we can just walk.
Well, I think they got horses around here. We could saddle up on a horse, and I'm fastest when I'm riding a horse. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure if we can just take them, but okay.
Look around on the street. Is there a place to rent a horse? I mean, that's the thing where I come from. Like horses, sometimes you can just like borrow them, but I don't know how it is in the city.
Sure, why not? There is a horse stand. There's a very polite looking young gentleman outside of it. There are 4 horses, and you can rent one for just the price of a shilling.
I don't know what that equals in but I've got some silver.
Oh, they'll take the silver.
There you go. Well, I come from a place where that's we use that more than we use much else. Miss Charlotte, do you know how to ride a horse?
No, I don't.
You want to ride on the horse with me?
I do, yes.
All right, can I lift you?
Oh, sure, absolutely. And I'm lighter than I look.
Yeah, just easy. Boop.
Y'all are the most attention-drawing foursome in London. 2 of you are wolves, and 2 of you are on a rent-a-horse Uber.
The old Uber.
No,
Ye old Uber.
ye old Uber. So Tori and Elias, are you going outside this alley or are you staying in this alley? We'll tell you there are consequences if you leave this alley.
Yes. My plan was to kind of, my plan was to sneak around while following the scent, going through, because I'm incorporeal. And
Yeah, I got that.
Yes, like a little ghost wolf, kind of dash around.
So, also, Charlotte, who is currently outside of the alley on a horse, has the note, unless you passed it back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I would have given it to them. If
Alright.
they were going to be the ones hunting for it, I would have given it to them.
So, Elias, you have this note. Before we do that, Charlotte and Jackson,
Yeah.
after you get your ye olde Uber, you start to notice a commotion and a scream coming from the side of one of the buildings.
Well, that don't sound no good. Come on. Yeah. Yeehaw! And I'll make the horse go.
Old Town Road plays as you walk this horse over to this commotion. Standing tall above people, you are able to see on the ground with a pale, white, sickly pallor, cheeks gaunt, eyes blackened, the body of a young woman. And for a second, Jackson, you panic because it looks like Maya. But then you look closer. And you can see and you can smell that it is not Maya. But it is a startling resemblance that she has. The brown, curly, short hair, and the hazel eyes, which are just visible under the milkiness that's kind of grown over them.
Well, I will dismount, and I will offer a hand to Charlotte.
I'll get down.
Because this woman it ain't mine, but she still looks like she is in mighty need of some help. So just kind of moseying my way through the crowd over to her if I can.
She is super dead.
And there's a crowd here?
There is a crowd
gathering.
Yeah, there's a crowd gathering, and it looks like they've discovered her, and her face is one of pure terror. There's no marks on her body. There's no injuries. There's just terror. Visible injuries, at least.
Is there, now that people are gathering here, is there like sort of like another small alley that I could duck into for a second?
There is one behind a warehouse that you can just duck into that is a little off the side of the scene that is happening.
I'm gonna do that, and I am going to sort of look around to make sure that there's no one here near me. I'll tell Jackson that I will be right back. I'm just going around the corner. And Charlotte is going to kind of stand there, and she looks off, and suddenly her eyes just go completely white, and her hands are just sort of like out trying to feel, and I am going to use the sight to try to see the invisible, particularly spirits or magical influences in the area.
When you use this sight, and you go into the state, you see at the end of this alleyway an elderly woman who has a shawl wrapped around her and a walking stick in hand, and she's looking at the scene and just shaking her head.
Can I communicate with them? I can communicate with them. Excuse me. I'm gonna say to the woman.
She turns around and looks at you and looks you up and down and just goes, "Terrible shame. That's the fourth one this week."
Have you seen what has happened to them?
"I've heard the others whispering. It's always the same. 3 people. Always old, 2 young, 1 man, 1 woman, 1 older man. Always the same, but such a shame."
Uh, when do they happen? How does it happen?
"Oh, I don't know, dear. They just appear. No spirits to talk to. Been happening for about 3 months now. Just bodies out of nowhere. No spirit, no soul, no nothing.
They're just gone?
Just gone. Frightful if you say, ask me." "I try not to pry too much into it. Don't want to get lost to the void with those souls."
Yes, it's easy to do that. Thank you for your time. If you find anything else, I'm staying near here. Send me a sign.
"I will do, love." And she begins to walk away, just walking stick in hand, and sort of fades out of view. And we pan across to Tori and Elias. You have this note in hand, and you have a skill that can follow scent, which is your wolf form.
Mm-hmm.
You catch a lot of smells. London is 1891, things are not great, plumbing's still iffy, but amongst this is the strong scent. It is a singular one that is different from everything else around you, and you can feel it pulling and sort of twisting and in the air, and you can feel it pulling you over to the right through an alleyway of buildings and past over like a very small park in a one of those things like a 4x4 square, in a square, and at the edge of the square, that's where it starts to peter off. You start to lose the scent, and you would have to follow it around.
And I would very much like to do that.
Alrighty. Be incorporeal. So, does your incorporeal mean no one can see you? What is that?
No, it's just passing through objects, not people.
Passing through objects. So this square, you would have to pass through a lot of doorways to do this.
All right. Lot of doorways, as in like incorporeal.
Yeah, you would have to be like one of those cartoons that go dun 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 dun.
I shall do that incorporeally.
Oh, of course you will. I'm gonna say roll act under pressure, so plus cool.
All right. Do I have the +1 forward for the wolf or no?
Yes, you do, because you are a wolf.
Okay. Good luck, God bless, folks. Nope. I have an experience.
You mark an experience point.
You know what? Do we have luck?
You do have luck.
I'm marking luck. 12.
Okay, you are the wind as you pass through. There is no one that sees you. There are people having tea, having dinner, putting the kettle on. They don't notice you. You weave through those walls. You Keanu Reeves this. and you make it to the other side without incident, and the smell drifts, and you see a door, and it is this red sort of oak, and it stands out to you, and that is where the smell is most strong. It's kind of got a golden effect on it. It looks like a real nice door in a very crappy neighborhood.
I will, once I feel comfortable that I made it to my destination, I will unshift.
Very well. You unshift without instant. Tori, what are you doing?
Am I able to kind of keep more or less an eye on where he ends up?
You can like Disney Channel it and like peek out the side. Just be like,
I'll just
or you
try
can
to.
try and sneak through.
I will try to like using the commotion, stay out of the line of crowds, and try to keep keep an eye on where Charlotte and Jackson are, and where I'll be the in between for now.
I just have an image of you running up and down the other sides of the alley, like 1, 2, just keeping an eye on both parties. So
God
Charlotte
damn
and
it.
Jackson.
Is there a folks? Is there a sheriff around here that we could someone call the sheriff?
As you say that, 2 bobbies come running up in their police uniforms, blowing a whistle. They go, "All right, folks, stand back, stand back. Nothing to see here."
Well, no, there's a body right there. That's what the folks are saying. Are you your uniforms are funny. Are you law enforcement?
Yes, sir. Her Majesty's service.
Her Majesty's service. Oh, right. Y'all got a queen.
I think we do. It's 1891. Who knows?
I
We might have a king.
Queen Victoria.
All right.
If it's Victorian.
Yes.
Till 1905, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, this here young woman is dead.
That is a fair assessment.
Do you is there any way I could help you folks with your investigation into what here happened?
Are you some kind of law enforcement?
Well, I have spent quite some time with the U.S. Marshals and the warrant officers out there in the New West, and I ain't got no shiny badge or nothing, but it's a particular interest.
Roll to manipulate someone, so roll plus charm.
Oh no, that's not good. I'm not very charming. Well, I'm okay. That is a 9.
So 9 is they'll do it, but only if you do something from right now to show that you mean it. So if that you were gonna prove it to them, you would need some sort of like here my experiences with the deputies of such and such a time.
Well, I do know. Wait, no, where's my backstory? I know I have names on the rails. Well, y'all ever heard of the Mr. Vincent Washington, kind of a legend over there in the Americas? Deputy for him for several years. Learned everything I know, and I'm gonna take my hat off just to sort of tip it towards them as a sign of respect.
Wow. Why? Yes, I do know Vincent. My sister sends me postcards of him all the time. I have posters on the wall of him. He is a great hero of mine. But I just can't let you investigate a body. It could be contaminated. You know, but you could. I'll get you to have a quick peek. Everyone back up.
Thank you kindly, gentlemen. I'm much obliged. I'll investigate the body. I'm gonna.
All right.
I don't know nothing about medical stuff. I ain't gone to no fancy schooling, but I have seen dead animals before, and sometimes can able to determine what done killed him. So if I kind of look close at the body, can I determine what done killed her?
So roll plus sharp to investigate a mystery.
Oh no, that's even worse. Let's see, what is Jackson's sharp? That would be that's a 0.
Fine.
Oh, it's an 11.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. With investigating mystery on 11, you get told 2, and you can spend one of those to ask a question. So you carry 1 forward, and you can spend 1. You can either carry 2 forward, or you can spend 1 here to ask a question. Which
I would like to ask a question now.
So you have what happened here, what sort of creature is it, what can it do, what can hurt it, where did it go, what was it going to do, or what is being concealed here?
Well, what happened here is someone done died. I guess based on what I said I was looking for, like for what might have caused the death, I guess I'll ask, what happened? What happened here? I think is the question that would answer that.
So in this context, what happened here is you notice from your time out on the rails and out in the wilderness that this person is supremely malnourished, dehydrated, and succumb to that. And that is the cause of death of what happened here was dehydration, malnutrition, and just sheer terror.
Well, I'll be damned. He was gonna murder someone. That's not the way I would do it. All right. Thank you, folks. That was mighty kind of you for letting me having a chance there to do some investigating. I'll be sure to pass along the word to Warrant Officer Washington about how good a service y'all are doing in the name of the law over here this side. But what do you call it? You call it the pond? This side of the pond, yeah.
Yeah. What was that about the murder part? And it just kind of just goes, don't worry about it. You're Vincent. We know Vincent. It's all good. Don't worry.
Yeah. Vincent's deputy.
Yep.
I was a lit. No, you don't need to know that. See you later, folks.
They watch you as you go.
I'm gonna mosey back to my horse and look around for Charlotte.
I think probably by this point, Charlotte will sort of walk back around, and you'll see that she just looks really unsettled.
Need a ride, little lady?
Yes, I need help getting up on the horse, though.
I'll offer you a hand. I can just like sling you up with my superhuman strength.
We need to find the others. There's some information that I discovered.
Oh, I discovered some information too. Look at us, like peas in pod. Dory's over there running laps. We could make our way over to her.
That sounds great. Let's do that.
And we'll mosey that way.
Tori, you see your friends on a horse Uber, moseying back to you as you run laps from one end of the alley to the other, trying to keep an eye on Elias as he Keanu's his way through walls and your friends who have somehow found a body in 5 minutes.
Is there a rat I can kill in the meantime?
Yes, there is.
Kill a rat.
But they're so cute.
Why? Yeah, I'm just killing rats.
Fine in the alley. But Charlotte and Jackson, you come back.
Need a snack.
You still a wolf?
Me, so. Yes.
What happened? What happened to the doctor?
I just motion with my head that he's over this way, and I just start walking off.
Are we supposed to follow her?
I don't even look back. I'm just walking.
Yeah. Horse.
Nay. This horse
Does this horse have a name? Jackson likes animals. He would call the horse by a name if he knew what it was.
Yes, this horse does have a name. The horse's name is Esther.
Now giddy up, Esther. Go on, girl.
So is Tori, did you shift back? I missed it if you shift back.
There's no reason for two, right? I mean, Tori's just gonna stay as the wolf.
If you go out into this square, it is a square full of people. It is night, but there are also people.
Fine. I'll shift back.
Alright. So you guys come out into this square, and you see Elias down the other end in a straight diagonal route and just kind of outside a door, being Elias.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you found it.
You guys reconvene outside this door. Elias is now in human form again. And you are all stood outside a red and gold door. Oh, you're muted.
I motion to the door and I say, "Found a door. This is where the scent leads."
Before we go anywhere, I feel like we should share some of the information that Jackson and I discovered while we were wandering.
Wonderful.
Jackson?
Oh, all right. Well, this is Esther. We learned that.
Nay.
Super
We,
crucial.
I mean, she's a member of the pack now. We found a body, no, but of a dead looking young lady, and she looked like she died of exposure to the elements, or like malnutrition, or she kind of looked like, you know, when you accidentally leave a sheep out and you find it again after winter and it's not alive no more because it don't have no food. It kind of looked like that, but it was human.
So as if... Did it look like... I don't know how to say this. Did it look like the life had been drained out of her?
Not just their life, but also their spirit and their soul.
Well, no, I didn't know that part.
And how did you come by that information?
I asked some friends.
Interesting.
The other information is that this has happened for, I need you to say the information again, and I want to write it down while you're saying it.
What you got from the old woman is that this has been happening all over town, and it's always a young woman around 18 years old, a young man of around 25, and an older man of about mid-40s. All look extremely similar. Same height, same weight, same build, same hair color.
And those are the bodies that are found?
Yeah, the bodies that are being found, and they all look the same. None of them have spirits with them.
Okay, I will relay all of that to the group. Sometimes I can see beyond, and I spoke to some visitors.
I just look straight at Jackson. I'm like I said, weird shit.
Weird stuff.
You know, mine never got to this here part, the ghosts and spirits and
How old's
stuff.
Maya? I just interrupt.
Maya is 18.
Okay, so, I mean, she might be dead already.
Well, no, let's not jump to that. That's not
I'd really rather she not be dead yet.
I'm not saying whether or not that's what I prefer. I'm just telling you that's likely.
She is missing, and this thing does seem to feed quite frequently. It's very likely she's dead, Jackson. You should prepare yourself.
Now.
I
Most-
believe that that's the way we should be thinking about this. I think she's alive until we learn otherwise.
Well, this door is where the scent led me. I do believe this is the entrance to the garden, or close to it. My memory is that it's controlled by Fae, so careful what you say in here.
I'm gonna lean over to Tori. What's a fae?
Annoying, obnoxious creatures. Do not promise them anything. I mean, at your own risk.
I understand.
No, I really don't think you do. But we'll go in anyway.
So,
Alright, is someone opening this or am I busting it open?
Oh, let's not break it. We can open it. I
3.
feel like... Okay, I'm gonna try and open it.
you try to open it, and as you rattle the doorknob, you see a little slide away appear, and two sets of eyes appear in it, and they go, "What is it? I haven't seen that one before.
Fuck.
They smell like wolves.
Hello.
I snarl.
Shall we let them in? I think so. They seem friendly." And the doorway opens for you.
Well, that's mighty kind of y'all. Thank you.
I will turn around after you.
I keep eye contact with Charlotte as I walk through the door.
Oh, saucy. So you
I
all going
will
in?
remove my hat as I enter.
Oh. You hear an approving voice from inside go, "So polite."
Mama taught me manners.
I bet she did.
Oh my. As you enter this building, it's almost like a garden inside. There are vines wrapped around all of this furniture, gossamer curtains. There's a fire in the fireplace. Really luxurious seating where some people are already splayed. And it smells of warmth and comfort and home, and there's grass all along the ground. And it seems almost impossibly large inside here from the buildings that you were just looking at. This seems so much bigger. And it's so nice in here. And standing before you is a very young woman with like bright blue hair, because I pulled that out right now. And beside her is an older woman with black hair that falls to her waist. And they say, "Welcome to the Garden of Morpheus. What brings you here?"
I'm gonna look over at everybody else.
If no one's speaking, I just start saying, "Yep, looking for a woman, like 18." Start describing Maya. You
Well,
seen her?
We see many people.
Great.
Does she have a name?
I just look right at Elias. I'm like, did she have a name?
Sorry, who?
You know, the girl we're looking for, did she have a name?
Maya?
That's it.
Oh. Oh. Maya. What a pretty name. Such an unusual name. Why, yes. I believe our sister Serwyn has seen Maya. Come, we'll take you to her.
Well, that's mighty kind of you folks for that.
Of course. Anything to help. My name is Kelda. And the sister, the older woman next to her, and says, "My name is Tilly. Please, join us. Our sister will be anxious to meet you." And she Kelda links arms with Jackson, and Tilly goes to stand beside Elias, and they gesture forward down this corridor. also wreathed in vines.
Elias is going to look over at Jackson and also take off his hat.
Such a kind, polite set of gentlemen. You rarely get the sort in here.
And they lead you down this corridor. Sorry, go on, Matthew.
No, that I wasn't gonna say anything.
So, as you walk down this beautiful corridor,
They tell you, the garden was opened by us about 3 years or so ago. We wanted to mess the drudgery of London with the beauty of people's dreams and make their every fantasy whims a reality. And that is why the garden was created, to provide beauty amongst the squalor.
and they keep walking and walking.
Have you tried snow?
We hate snow. We don't mention snow in here.
I prefer snow.
Winter is bad. Winter is an evil time. We shan't mention it again in here.
But if you don't have winter, then you don't get spring. You gotta have all the seasons for all the animals to grow big.
Not in the garden. In the garden, everything is created for you. It is eternally spring, eternally beautiful.
And as she says that,
Oh no.
the flowers on the side of the walls bloom, these purple, pink, dark blue flowers, and this scent comes towards you, and it sprays over you.
Here we go, folks.
And Kelda and Tilly say,
It was a pleasure meeting you. Have fun in the garden.
and they disappear, and you are alone, and there is around you this shaking. The walls are gone, and this maze just springs up from the ground. This impossibly large maze, just twisting and turning of these vines, just in every direction as the darkness presses down on you. These flowers still winding and still blooming in this, and you are all in different parts of this maze.
Oh,
All
Well, I know
alone.
Sorry.
And just here. You can't see anything. You can't see the hallways. You can just see this maze.
Well, I know exactly what Charlotte smells like.
You do.
So, I'm gonna unhook. I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna carry
Do
my
it.
clothes with me, I guess. And I'm gonna try to sniff Charlotte out.
So as you try and sniff Charlotte out, these flowers are just everywhere. And their scent is so strong that it is hard to distinguish between everything. And Tori, as you're going through this maze, you hear familiar sort of voices. What do they sound like?
Familiar voices?
Yes.
They sound like my parents.
You hear them whispering through this hedge, and as you round and turn the corner, you see a scene before you. Your parents are standing there. What does this scene look like?
They're trying to keep me calm during my first shift.
And as they do
When
this,
I was a child.
oh, you're a child. So
Well, adolescent, child, somewhere in that region. Because both my parents were wolves.
So they look at you as you approach them, and they look a little bit scared, but also they know, and they're trying to keep you calm and trying to just bring you down. And as you come closer to this scene, the maze disappears and you're just in this, and you're a child again. What do you do?
I start to sort of just freak out a little bit, but pretty quickly just sort of go with the transition and just give in to the wolf.
So, Tori, you and your younger self, you transform into this wolf, and as you're doing this, we go to Charlotte. Charlotte, what do you hear when the voices come?
I also hear nope, I hear the voices of my my siblings. I hear my brother and I hear my sister.
As these voices come through, you see them running towards you. And they're smiling and they're happy. And they come up to you and they take your hand, and the scene transforms around you too. And what do you see?
I think in this moment I see us getting ready for one of our jobs. I see us getting ready for my last job that I had. And it's the winter and I am nervous, and they are helping me plan and get ready, and we're telling each other that it's going to be okay.
As you're doing this, we go to Jackson. Jackson, when the voices come to you, who are they? Or who is it?
Well, I think the only voice I would hear would be Billy's.
And as you walk further in, you see Billy, and you see your beloved horse, and he's stroking her mane, and he tips his hat at you and goes, "Where you been, puppy?"
Aw, sugar. Oh, I was just, well, it ain't no matter. I'm home now. Make my way over to my family.
"We missed you, darling." And as Jackson reunites here, Elias, what do you hear?
I hear the man who changed me into a wolf, and he's pleading for his life.
So, as you walk into this scene, you see the man who changed you into a wolf, and he is begging for his life, pleading with you.
He's bound to a table. I've been experimenting on him for some time. I turn my back, and I grab a vial of black liquid for him to imbibe. But he breaks from his restraints. He transforms. He comes after me. I barely managed to kill him. The wounds I suffer are mortal and grievous. So I take the liquid, I imbibe it, and I pass through the walls, and I run away.
You run, and you find that's amazing, by the way. You find yourself in the same room over and over and over again. Each wall you run through is the same one. It's the same man on the table, the black liquid, he attacks you over and over again.
I told
Told you I'd make you stronger. You couldn't endure my brilliance. It's not my fault. You gave up. It's not my fault.
And you hear this voice all around you, and as you run through the walls, the man sits up and goes, "My blood on your hands, my 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 blood on your hands."
I run.
Keep running. The four of you are each trapped in your own version of your subconscious. Tori, what is happening with you?
It's a cacophony of smells. Everything looks different and is exciting in a way it never has been before. And the cold, sharp winter air just kind of invigorates young Tori, and she catches a scent of some sort of, maybe a bunny, and is just gone. She's on the hunt.
Tori is on the hunt, lost in his reality, in her mind. Charlotte, you and your siblings are preparing for your hunt, your last hunt that you were ever on.
And what Charlotte experiences is it kind of fast forwards, and they had a successful hunt, and it was good, and they helped eradicate another abomination that had been terrorizing a nearby town. And they get home, and Charlotte starts coughing, and then I just don't stop coughing, and I start coughing up blood, and I can't make it stop, and then I can't go on the next hunt. And I'm walking, and I see myself lying in bed, and I am frail, and I am sick, and I see my siblings standing near me, and outside it's snowing and it's blizzarding, and I just feel so cold, and I feel so tired, and I feel so sad that I have to say goodbye to my pack.
And as Charlotte experiences those emotions, Jackson, you are reunited with Billy and your beloved horse. Back on the place you once called home. And it's midday, the sun is up, the ranch is bustling. It's a routine that's very familiar to you. What do you do?
I'll take Billy aside. I'll just pull him. We've got places we go. We want to be alone, just the two of us. I'll kind of pull him over and I say, "Hey, I'm so happy that I can see you. But sugar, something's not right. I'm not supposed to be here. It's not safe for me to be with you right now."
What are you talking about, puppy? There's nothing wrong. Speaking like we haven't seen each other in, months. We haven't. I talked to you yesterday.
I left. Remember? I had to go. I couldn't control it, so I had to leave to keep you safe.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're fine. We're here. We're together. I don't remember anything going. Are you sure you ain't just having a nightmare?
I mean, Bill, the last thing I remember saying goodbye. And leaving you with Ash, and I'm just kind of take him and pull him in. If that's all been a dream, it was a real nasty dream, and I'm happy to be awake. Just kind of burying my head in his hair.
It's all just been a nightmare, darling.
Uh, I'm glad to be awake.
Me too. We're acting real strange. Sure you're feeling alright? I can get the day off work for us both. We can go and just spend the day together.
I mean, it wouldn't be proper, but I'd like that.
Don't worry. I'll sort it for us, darling. And as Billy walks away to sort that, Elias is running through these walls, the same ones over and over and over again.
I eventually give up. I know I'm lost. I tried to cure him. It didn't work. I'm hungry. No matter how much I eat, the hunger never goes away. Then I start feeding on something else. The very essence of the living. I drain them. I find my way out of that horrible, horrible tower. I have to learn how to control my hunger. And I have to wash this blood off of my hands. So I start hunting abominations and monsters instead of people. But I never forget Julius. I'm sorry.
In every place you go, in every thing you hunt, to the corner of your eye, you see Julius. You never see him. He's like a flicker in the corner of your vision, but you feel a presence watching you. And within this reality, you still hear those words, "My blood on your hands." Tori, in the middle of your hunt. Your first ever hunt. The winter, the snow is falling. What are you doing?
My parents are kind of keeping back, just letting me experience everything for my first time. But they start to try to communicate something to me. As I'm running, I don't have any wherewithal about anything other than the scent that I've caught. And it takes me a while to notice, but we've gotten too close to town. And they warned me about the hunters. I don't know how to handle my new form. I'm clumsy like a young pup, and it's my fault. My father and I get away. My mother doesn't make it out.
And as Tori and her father are making it away, Charlotte, you are impossibly cold and impossibly sad, unable to hunt. What happens for Charlotte?
Suddenly everything is black, and I can hear voices really, really far away. And I recognize them as my brother and my sister, but they're so far and I can't reach them. And then it's silent, and I am consumed by this darkness and this silence. And then my eyes open, and I see that I am in a den. And I don't feel as cold. I don't feel as tired, but I am still impossibly sad. And I don't recognize any of the smells. And I sit up and I look around, and I see that there is one figure at the end of this den, sort of on as you exit, as you're looking out towards the exit. And they look young. They look younger than I am, no more than 14 or 15 years old. And I walk up to them, and they hold their hand out, and they say, "It's okay. We've been waiting for you." And I don't want to, but their hand is beckoning me. So I reach my hand out and take theirs. And they lead me out of this den and into a different kind of darkness.
As Charlotte is being led out into this different kind of darkness, Jackson, Billy has left for a moment to go and arrange a day off for you. You are left with Ash.
Got a rub on her nose.
She, like, in the way that horses do.
You're the smartest one of the three of us. You know something's not right, don't you, girl? I just feel it.
As you say that, you see something flicker in your vision. And you turn and you see what looks like Maya walking into the barn. Just for a moment, you just see her hair and her dress as it sweeps in.
I'll look back where Billy went.
Billy is over talking to this hunt manager. When he notices you looking, he gives you a little, very subtle wave.
Ash, I don't want to go in that barn. I don't know why I'm here. This isn't right, but gosh darn it, is it good? If I follow her, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get back here. Put my head on the nose of my horse.
She just nuzzles you.
You're taking good care of him, right? Well, I'm gone.
She bobs ahead.
See you later, partner. I will turn and I will go into the barn.
Jackson, you walk towards this barn. The doors are slightly ajar from where Maya disappeared. And you walk in, and suddenly everything's different. And it doesn't feel like your memory. This is nothing you've seen before. This is a room, a beautiful room. And you are like a ghost in this room. And there are two young children playing with a music box, and an older man and an older woman just looking at them adoringly. And the father kind of pats his knee and says, "Maya, come up here, darling." And the little girl gives the music box to the boy and runs up and sits. And he ruffles her hair. "Elias, you are within this reality, constantly haunted by the person known as Julius. Wherever you go, no matter what your hunger grows to, no matter how good you try and stay on the path, you see him there. What do you do?"
Haven't I killed enough? Haven't I done enough for you? Haven't I done enough to atone?
You feel him sat behind you as you say this.
I can't bring you back.
And you feel him walk up to you, and you feel a hand touch your shoulder. And you just hear the words whispered in your ear, "Never enough." And as the hand comes away, there is a blood print of his hand on your shirt.
I put on a vest.
Ah, of course you do.
Well then, suppose I'll have to look for something bigger. Maybe no one's ever resurrected someone before. But I can certainly try.
With that, Tori, you and your father are running from this town, fleeing from whatever was caused. What do you see?
The last thing that I saw before, well, I saw my mother take a silvered arrow to her left flank, and she tried to run, but she couldn't stay up. She fell once, twice. She couldn't get up a third time. An arrow hit me in my leg. My father picked me up by the scruff, and he gave one long, impossibly long whine of grief, looking back at my mother. She gives him this look. The sadness in her eyes, the fear. He turns around and runs, knowing that he can't get us both out. He takes me. was the last day I ever saw of her.
Tori,
We're-
as you're
Go ahead.
sorry, go.
No, you go ahead.
As you are running, you feel something in your hand. And you look at it and it's a silvered arrow.
Do I see anything else around?
You are wherever your memory places you, just this is inserted in it now.
I smell it. What does it smell like?
Flowers. Flowers that don't seem familiar to you, but also so familiar as if you were just there, and you start to smell it around you and start to notice this smell is everywhere. What once was snow and smoke is now the smell of these flowers all around you, this perfume just drenching through, and it grows stronger and stronger, almost as if it's reacting to you noticing it. What do you do?
I'm gonna rip off a strip of my dress. And I'm gonna tie it around my face like a mask. I'm gonna keep my nails, with my fingers wrapped around this arrow, my nails pushing into my palm. And I try to shake myself out of the memory. It's not, this is not, I just tell myself, this is not the time to be clumsy.
As you do this, you start to feel these tears in the memory around you. This memory kind of fades and withers, and you see your father still running, turned to look behind you, but then his face is gone, the village is gone, the snow is gone. You are in a maze of these flowers, but the memory is gone. Charlotte, when you enter this impossible darkness, with this young girl leading you through, you feel something. Something that doesn't belong here. And as she leads you further and further in, this girl starts to change. She grows older, and you see an older woman with salt and pepper black hair pulled behind her in a beautiful dress. And she holds your hand and she looks behind you and she smiles, and it's full of warmth and love. And she pulls you into this room, this scene where there is an older man and a younger boy, about 17, sitting in front of a portrait, sitting for a portrait. And she takes you over and says, "Come now, Maya. This is going to be our family portrait." And she takes you over and she sits you down and says, "You look so beautiful today."
I am going to take a moment and I am going to wipe a few tears from my eyes upon the realization that I had to do this all over again. And then I am going to stand up and I'm gonna hold my two hands out in front of me. And I am going to growl a deep, long, low, mournful growl. And a huge sword will appear in my hands. And I'm gonna take the sword and I'm going to slash this portrait. And I'm going to slash all of these people who are here in the hopes of actually just tearing myself out of this.
As you slash the portrait, you hear something akin to a wail or a scream as you slash through this portrait, but then it is gone, and it echoes through, and you are back in this maze as the image dissolves around you. Jackson, you are in this strange room.
Do I see the Maya that I know?
You see the younger version of the Mai you know as a child.
Maya. Hey.
She turns and looks at you and can't really see you, but then she looks straight at you.
Ah, there you are, Plum Drop. You stuck in here too?
Jackson?
Yeah. There you go. You want to get out of here, just the two of us? Leave the rest of whatever this is behind?
Where am I? I don't remember.
I have no idea, Sugar, but I think between the two of us we can figure out a way out.
Music box.
Alright.
I need to get the music box. I need the music box. I need the music box. Jackson, I need the music box.
Well, it's right there. Maya, it's right here. And I'll go and try to grab the music box that they were playing with.
As you grasp this image, it swirls like a mist, like it's made of dust and smoke, and this image swirls around you, and the younger Maya just kind of reaches out for you, and then her hand becomes smoke, and you are back in this hedge maze. Elias, you hear this tune coming through.
I'll go towards it.
You go further towards this sound. And as you do, you step into this room again. Only it is not as they described it before. This is a different sort of darkness. This is a disheveled room of darkness, and the walls are blackened and rotted. And it is just like an unloved home. There are portraits that are slashed, and just everything is a mess and wrecked. there is a piano that is smashed up. And you see in the corner of the room, a woman in tattered rags. And her face is turned away from you, and you just hear this crying wail.
I'm gonna walk over to the smashed piano. Try to play a tune.
You play it, and a discordant note rings out, and the woman stops sobbing, and you just see the hands lift away from the face, and you see her turn towards you, and her face is a ghostly white, sunken in, too long to be a human face, stretched out in a wail as she hisses and reaches out these claw like fingers and goes to slash for you. And then the image is no longer there.
Can't drink a drop from that one. But I can try.
And you are also back in the maze.
Friends, are you there?
You hear this echo, and it sounds very faint, but it's there. Of friends, are you there?
Yep.
Jackson is shook up, and I think at this point is starting to feel a little afraid. And well, Jackson cannot control his shifting. He cannot do it by choice. He is driven by pure drive, and for him it is fear. So I think Jackson is going to shift into a very, very large black wolf.
So, Jackson, you shift into this wolf. And what does that look like for you?
For me, I think that these walls of this maze are too small, and so I start to crash against it as my sides grow and press up, and I just sort of bury my nose under my paws and start to whimper and whine.
As you hear this, you then hear through this maze, enough! The maze drops. And you are standing in that corridor again, only this time it looks far more normal. And the two Fae are standing there and they say, Selwyn, this is costing us money now. Is it enough? Whoever she isn't worth it. I am tired. I am hungry. It's enough. Come here now. And you see a young woman come out from behind the corridor. And she steps towards you gingerly. And she looks real nervous because Jackson just tore up a lot of your stuff.
Said you were looking for Maya. What do you want with her?
I forgot I was shifted earlier, so I'm just going to crouch into a. I'm just gonna coil myself like a spring ready to pounce and snarl.
Charlotte still has her sword out, which looks kind of like that big sword from Final Fantasy that's kind of like rectangular. And
The Buster Sword.
Yeah.
and it's like kind of ethereal and bone white. And she's gonna just lean on it. And she's been pretty polite and nice up until now. And she's gonna look and say, I don't particularly care to relive what I just relived. So you're going to tell us all that you can about Maya because she's from my pack and I need her back. And I am done with this game.
I don't.
No? Selwyn, enough. Come. We'll take you to Maya. And they gesture to the door beside them. We promise no tricks. You have my word.
Big puppy Jackson just whines.
Oh. Charlotte will sort of take a long sigh and let go of her sword, and as she does, it falls and just sort of turns into mist. And she will go over to Jackson and kind of like try to scratch his little paws.
Lumber up. I'm probably like twice Charlotte's size as a wolf.
And I'm gonna say, come on, it'll be okay. Please don't hurt any of us.
Do you all go in?
Yes, I do.
I will also kind of like take a look at Tori.
I maintain a very aggressive stance and keep myself between these Fae and the rest of this group.
I will enter in at the back with my ears low, my tail sort of dropped, and trying to make myself as small as possible, despite being the largest creature in the room.
As you enter this room, and Kelda leads you in, whilst Tilly opens the door, Selwyn stays behind. But as you enter this room, it's a beautifully furnished room, very well looked after, very well kept. And on the bed, what should I say? On one of the beds is Maya. Four other beds are occupied. Two are occupied by young men who appear to be Fae, and one older man. And Selwyn rushes in and said,
She wanted to go to the house. I didn't want to let her. She wanted to stop the lady. I don't want. She can't go. I'm keeping her in happy dreams. It's all right. Just until I can talk her out of it. If she goes to the house, she'll die. She'll die like the others. And she was on this whole big self-sacrifice mantra. And I just put her to sleep for a little bit until I can convince her not to go.
I'm going to move over to the bed by Maya and just drop a very big dog head onto the bed on her lap. Just kind of lay down there.
there is a slight twitch from Maya, but she is in a magically induced sleep. And as Selwyn tries to explain this, Tilly moves behind her and says, She is unlike the others. Selwyn put her to sleep before she went to the house. The other three are victims of what becomes in there.
Just looking at Charlotte.
Is this house, is it somewhere in London, or does it only exist in people's dreams and nightmares?
And Selwyn steps forward.
It's Maya's mother's house. The Lady Lucian estate. The lady, she became when something not right. And Maya wanted to stop her because can't figure out how to stop her. Maya thought if she gave herself up to her mother, then her mother would stop. I didn't want her to. If she goes to the house, she'll die like the rest of them. I just put her to sleep for a little bit. She's in good memories, happy memories.
Why are you invested in her?
She's my friend. I care about her a lot. And I don't want her to die.
Damn it, Maya.
People can't subsist on dreams alone. She can't stay like that forever. She'll get lost and have no way to come out of them.
I can control it. I know how to do it. I can keep her safe as long as she doesn't go in the house. She's fine. If I wake her up, she'll leave. And if I wake her up and she leaves, she'll die.
As that sigh leaves Elias, a similar snarl leaves Tori, as Tori has sidled up next to Elias and is kind of keeping posture with him. Still very aggressive body language from Tori.
So where is this house?
It's on the outskirts of London.
I might need something a little bit more exact than that.
All right.
And she brings up a map out of thin air and points to the outskirts on the east side of London and points there.
I'll wake her up. But you have to promise you'll go with her.
I am bound to her, so I cannot leave her. And we have certain jobs to tend to, and one of them sounds like it will be this house.
Promise you won't leave her.
I can't. I can't leave her, so I promise that I won't leave her.
And Selwyn thinks about it and then gets a very stern look from Tilly. And she sighs. And she walks over to Maya. And you see her take out a pouch of dust and just. And it scatters across Maya, landing on her in a silvery mist. And as it touches her skin, you see Maya on the bed. What? Where am I?
I'll lick her face.
Jackson? Can you put the kettle on, please? I think I've got a headache coming on.
My tail starts wagging.
And that is where we will end the evening.
Ah!
Which was perfect timing to the music, so yeah!
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Oh. Thank you guys so much. I was just let it run on a little bit longer so you could get to this point, hopefully. So thank you guys for agreeing to stay an extra half an hour. They were all eager to get to the wedding of Percy and Vex. I'm very excited. And we'll go around doing an end screen. And why don't you say name anything you want to promote or put out there, and your favorite moment of the evening. And we'll go first to Alexis.
Hey, I'm Alexis, not Matthew W. Foreman. I'm Alexis. You can find me at Vox Fanato on the Twitter sphere. I am part of Dice Priori. That's where you can find me most of the times, where I live and breathe and spend like all of my waking hours, unless I'm here with these glorious, fantastic people who I love and cherish. Like I said earlier, I do graphic design, so if you are looking for logos or things like overlays, wow, I'm lost for words. Overlays and assets for Twitch, hit me up in the DMs. Otherwise, we've got stuff coming up these next few weeks. I'm running a charity stream on 9/11 to benefit the Feel Good Foundation, and that is a Taldori one-shot. So if tonight's episode with on Critical Role gets you kind of nostalgic for Taldore, you might want to check that out. 9/11. Mark your calendars. Wow. I'm so done. We're doing favorite moments, right? I can't even words. We're doing favorite moments. My favorite moment. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I'm like, I forget how to do anything. Listen, anyway, favorite moment is probably oh gosh, that moment where the flower smell took over and we were all in our interpersonal mazes, and having that like those scenes sink in with the okay, now we're really getting into each individual little thing of everybody's backstory. That was wild. That was some good shit. That's what I'm gonna say, because I can't say everybody's individual story. So that's my favorite.
So that was awesome, and yeah, those moments were incredible. Yeah, my words have gone too. Matthew.
Yeah, done.
Hey, that's me. I'm Matthew Foreman, at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I had a great time tonight. Val, I was really happy to be part of your streaming debut on Variant Roles. I'm really glad I said yes. I look forward to this next week. The only thing, check me out on Dice Prior. Check me out on Twitter. This Saturday, I'll be doing my gay hangout stream, 6:30 p.m. Central. That's in the machine. My favorite moment, I'm going to say two things. You all did a really, really, really wonderful job. I was shook to my core by everything, but I want to give a special shout out to Anders, like the vocal fry, the voice acting, the face journey.
Yeah.
And then when Emma said a different kind of darkness, I was dead, destroyed.
Yep.
Yep. Great job tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
And to the lovely Anders.
Okay, I'm Anders. Sorry, this is a lot. This was so good, Val. Oh my goodness. You can find me at Anders_D_K on the internets. I'm writing a game right now for Rainbow Jam that ends in like next weekend, so I gotta finish it like now. I'm gonna be looking for playtesting over the weekend. It's called Home. It's about making a community with your friends and escaping. It's based on Fall of Magic. It's very prompty heavy, but be on the lookout for that on my Twitters. Favorite moment. Oh, it was all so good. Val, you did an incredible job. I think in particular when Tori shifted like your moment, like your vision when it started to like shift to the later bit, like when things went wrong, there was just this notable pause that you did, and I just it killed me. It was so good. The delivery, all of it, amazing.
Thanks.
And on to Emma.
Hello, everyone. I am Emma, and you can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. Check me out there for all the stuff that I'm doing. I mostly live here. I'm here a few days a week. And on Tuesdays, you can find me over on Dice Priority with Matthew and Alexis for Dragon Heisters. And let's see. I'm working on some stuff right now, so just check all the socials. All of it is there. And then I'm back here on Sunday at 12 noon with Matthew and Val for Goth Brunch, and later on in the day we will return with Anders for Monster Hearts. So let's see, my favorite moment, y'all. I can't. It's just such like a pleasure to play with you all always. Like, you always just bring it, and you give yourself 100% over to it, and it's always amazing, and it's always so heavy. And Val, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for this. I think that like one of the moments that stood out to me, God damn, y'all, I don't know, just you each had like one moment that just hit me so hard right in my chest. The moment that you described that your father was holding you. I'm sorry, I'm looking at you, Tori, but like I'm pointing aggressively on my screen. When your father was holding you, and you described that moment between your parents, and Matthew, the moment that you were like, I'm sorry, I tried. And Anders, when you had that moment where you leaned into your horse and you said, you're going to watch over him, right? I was like, I can't do this. I cannot be here for this. Not in this economy. I don't have it. And it hit me. That those moments hit me so fucking hard.
Yep.
So thank you
Same.
for that, actually. It was heavy, but thank you. That was beautiful.
Can I just mention the moment that there was such a really great moment of improv that Val seized with with Elias's journey. And then, first of all, which shook me, like all of you shook me. And then Val seizing that and repeating, blood on your hands, blood on your hands, blood on your hands, blood on your hands. Fucking God sent me.
Yep.
That was everything. Val, you did an amazing job. Can we all just like give a moment of love to Val, because that was just freaking phenomenal.
So good.
So
My
good.
body rejects compliments.
Quit your British flailing and let us love you.
Yep, that's right. Let us love you, please. It was so good. This is great.
Thank you, guys. You guys. I'm Val. I'm the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter. My favorite moment. I don't have one favorite moment. Y'all's individual scenes, because I wrote this adventure and I've had it written up for a while now, and you guys just went for it and you breathed so much life, because I just created the background, and then this was like everything that came within it was going to be totally you, and it was going to be totally how much you guys wanted to go in, and you guys went in, and it was amazing. I kind of kept forgetting I was supposed to be DMing, because I was like, yes, go on with the scene, tell me more. I just want to sit and listen. Like, God, Tori with her shifting and running away, and that silver arrow was incredible. Elias with this incredibly complex backstory of like, I'm running and I've done this thing where you think, oh, it's an evil thing, and then he's like, I'm sorry, I tried to make you better. It's such a complex motivation. Jackson I sent me is like Anders sent me Jackson's backstory, and it made me sad and so emotional, and so I'm so glad we got to do this. And just Charlotte with her whole passing away scene, you brought so much energy and life into it, and I love you guys so much. You have made my first time DMing on a stream an absolute pleasure, and I am very, very lucky to have four such wonderful players and people I respect so much who have agreed to play in this game and go on this journey with me. And yeah, you guys are phenomenal role players and just phenomenally talented people. Go follow all these people. They're too talented.
Val, I said this in chat, but I want to make sure you hear it. Thank you for giving us space to do things like that, because you facilitated that and you encouraged it and you gave us space to do that, and that was a lot of fun to both listen to other people have their moments and also have my own moment, and that doesn't happen very often in games, and you gave us that, and that was awesome, and thank you.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you guys
So
are they're so great.
There's so much good here. I can't wait for next week. I'm so excited.
I know!
So thank you so much to Variant Roles for hosting this and being so supportive with everything. Thank you, a massive thank you so much to Alexis, who has been running tech for this game, and who I would not be able to do this out. Just thank you so much. They've got a lot of stuff coming up on Variant Roles. It is great. We've got Monday, 8 p.m. is Hellbine, which has Emma in it, and it's awesome. Tuesday from 8 p.m. EDT is From Dusk Till Dawn. From Us Came Dusk. Thursday, we are again in this time slot of a bunch of American Werewolves in London. And 4:30 Eastern Time is A Haunted Whisper. Saturday, 3 p.m. is Indie Showcase, according to Moobot. Is that right?
The indie showcase is something new that I believe Nox is working on of doing a variety of different kinds of indie games that a lot of people might not necessarily be aware of or have the opportunity to play.
Okay, at Saturday 3 p.m. Indie Showcase. Come check it out. Nox is an amazing, wonderful human being. At 9 p.m. there is As the Sun Burns, the Invisible Sun game. Everything is going fine. They're all doing great. Nothing.
I'm gonna be on that this week.
The beautiful Matthew will be reprising Nigel.
Nigel's coming back, y'all, and it's not gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic. On Sunday we've got Gothic Brunch again with Emma and Matthew, and that's at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and then at 6 p.m. Eastern Time we'll have Monster Hearts with Matthew and Emma again. We all live on this channel. It's great. Thank you so much to Variant Roles. I'll let you guys go now so we can go watch the wedding of Vexalia and Percy. Thank you so much for players. Thank you so much everyone for watching, everyone in the chat who came by. I love y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.